8 months ago, maybe 12 months ago, if you'd have asked me, what is the worst Blink 182 song of all time? Give me one song. I would have said, I Miss You. All right. I am prepared to die on this hill.
All right.
All right. Let me lead off with that. I am prepared to die on this hill. I stepped out of my comfort zone and I picked an album that I do not like because I thought, let me get an album I don't like so I can say something positive about it and give it like my favorite song on the album. Blink 182's self-titled album. I don't like this record. It is not good. And that's okay. It can exist. I don't care. But it's not a good record. I mean, in all like reality, it's not a good punk record. It is probably a fine record. But this is when Blink-182, like, in my opinion, they took their first break for a few years, right? Around this time? Or am I tripping? After this. Okay. This is when they like really, so they did, it was Enema and then it was this one?
Enema, Take Off Your Pants.
Take Off Your Pants. Okay. So Take Off Your Pants that's okay. That's actually, yes, thank you. I'm not a historian of this band. My apologies, everybody in the comments that are hating me already. So I love Dude Ranch. I love Enema of the State, and I've grown to really love Cheshire Cat over the last year and a half. Rob, you're probably to credit for that. Honestly, I didn't really like that album as much until we talked about it a couple times. But then Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, while I can appreciate the hilarious title, like, I just thought, okay, is this what we're doing now? Because, like, songs like The Rock Show, it's a good song. Stay Together for the Kids, okay, I get it, I guess. But, like, I don't know, man. It started showing signs of, like, they're getting older. They're tired of playing in these smaller arenas. They want to play big, giant arenas, not theaters. They want to play giant arenas. And they want to play, and they probably were already doing pretty good.
I was going to say the Takeoff tour was at the time the biggest tour, that the most money that anyone had ever spent on a tour.
Oh, really?
So they had already reached that status by that point. Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering. So here, I mean, this is big, and this just shows my ignorance on this album. I don't like it much. I don't know a lot about it. When it came out, I remember being kind of psyched, honestly, because I do like Blink-182. And when this album came out, there was only one album that they had that I didn't really care much for, and I still had the album. Take Off Your Pants. I still had that record. Like, I still owned it. So I was like, all right, cool, new album. And I saw the cover art for this record, and I was like, ugh. I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, no. I know exactly what's happening. And around this time, I was working at, guess where? Hot Topic. So, like, all this shit was, like, shoved down my throat. Like, it was like, you have to listen to this all the time. And then they dropped their first single, I think, was Feeling This, right?
I want to say that. I mean, that's how I remember it. So
okay. So, okay, let me just start with my favorite song. Because I did listen to the album in its entirety 2 times to make sure that I wasn't, like, having some stupid hot take or anything. 8 months ago, maybe 12 months ago, if you'd have asked me, what is the worst Blink-182 song of all time? Give me one song. I would have said, I Miss You.
Okay.
Something happened between then and now, and it's my favorite song on this stinking album now. And it irritates me to no end because I spent probably 20 years saying that song sucked. But I think it's because it's basically like it's like a meme song, so it's gotten so ridiculous that I've come back around to being like, that's kind of hilarious because it's a meme now. It's like it started an entire song of talking. It inspired a lot of silly short videos, and maybe it's just gotten so ridiculous that it's become nostalgic to me. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. I like the song, man. I used to hate it, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's a pretty song, and I think that but this is the moment when they became who they are now, is this song. This is the moment. This is like Time of Your Life for Green Day. This is the moment where they were no longer just like a pop punk band. They're an emo band now. Like, when this song came out, they were no longer like Dude Ranch Blink-182. That has completely changed. They are now like swoopy hair, like darker clothing, like rocking with Alkaline Trios as one of their bigger influences. Like it just in this album shows that. And throughout this album, I heard a lot of Alkaline Trio, just influence. Like I'm not trying to like talk shit. It has nothing to do with anything like happened later with their band. Just I heard things in this album that I thought, oh, I've heard them reference how they started listening to the Alkaline Trio and really liked it around 2000. This is evidence of that because there's like 3 or 4 songs. As a matter of fact, I wrote down a couple. Asthenia is I said this is low key a pretty good Alkaline Trio song, and then like it's also got a great bass line and hand claps. By the way, Easy Target, also a song that is heavily influenced by Alkaline Trio. And don't they have like a freaking Robert Smith thing on here?
Yeah,
bro, like come on. Do not tell me that they were not inspired by Alkaline Trio. I don't want to hear it. All this being said, a couple of years ago, if you'd have asked me, what's the one song on this album that you like? I think I would have said Feeling This. I fucking hate this song now. It's so stupid. Dude, it's so bad. It is so bad. I think I just liked it because it came out and I was like, oh, that's a new Blink-182. And I thought, oh, that's kind of different because it's a very different song.
Mm-hmm.
To like
it was jarring too. For those of you who weren't around back then, that was a jarring song when it came out. I'm
like, dude, all right, I get it, man. I get it. You're stoked. I get it, bro. Stop. And again, I'm gonna be clear. I am 43. My back hurts. My knees hurt. My ankle hurts most of the days. I'm grumpy. I'm old. I get it. You can call me grumpy old. I already know. This song drives me nuts. And I didn't used to actively like it because I've never liked this album. But I do actively like I Miss You Now, which is blowing my own mind. But Feeling This, I would have thought was probably like and when I first played it, dude, I literally threw my pen in the air because I was writing down like the best. I had to scratch out best song. I wrote it down, Feeling This, and then I had to scratch it out and be like, well, what do I do now? I was like, this is stupid. I thought I loved this song or liked it at least. No, I mean, I couldn't even. It drove me nuts, bro. It's because, okay, the same kind of feeling happened with their newest album. They had that song Edging come out, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this. They're back. Okay, cool. I can dig this. Only difference is I listened to Edging today too, and I still like that song. So I don't know what, I think it's just because this is so far removed from what I think of as Blink-182 that I guess I just liked it for a while. I don't know. I don't think there has to be an explanation. I just liked it at one point and I don't any longer. And I don't to the point of saying it sucks at this point. Like I just can't dig it, man. Anyways, tell me how wrong I am.
I don't necessarily disagree with you on Feeling This in terms of it. It's got that we've talked about this a lot on this series of episodes, that sort of lead single fatigue. I think because I Miss You is such, I Miss You has transcended like pop punk and the music we listen to. Like you were saying, it's a meme, it's a thing. You know, it's great when you're walking around and people, where are you? It's great. It's fun. So go back to 2 years ago. Watch the video you and I did about our Blink-182 album ranking. I could not have been more negative on this album. And yeah. Nowadays, I own a T-shirt of this album.
Okay.
I listen to it. Really, really, I love this album, and I love most of the songs on this album. I don't think of it like I think of it as a Blink album. I think of it as one of the definitive Blink albums, but it's part of it's part of that classic Blink run,
right?
And it's exactly what you're saying. Blink-182, I would say, sees themselves in this mode forever. Like that is what they feel. I think the band is going forward is what they established here. And again, this like Blink-182 has so many of like the rock and roll history cliches that have happened to that band. They are very much a very traditional band in a lot of this is like, we talk about like bands who have their masterpiece albums,
right? That
they end up kind of working so hard on them that the band's always never the same after the case. And all the animosity that the band has and stuff really seems to comes from Take Off Your Pants. That's where it started, because that's why that album sounds kind of how you picked up on somehow something's a little off there. And it's because all the band members wanted to go in all their different directions. They were kind of allowed to on this album.
44, Angels and Airwaves, all that stuff was happening after Enema of the State.
Right. And if you're, cause it's a little fresh in my mind because Mark's book came out a few months ago. And that's what it really was. I think like nowadays they've talked about it. Now they feel like then they're at the point of their career. Whatever song Mark, Tom, and Travis make, that's a Blink song because Mark, Tom, and Travis are making it. But
Right.
I think they felt boxed in by the formula that had made them so successful with that pop punk formula. And we know what these, like, the only one that I think really loved that formula, it was Mark. Mark is so
And
Mark,
that's my favorite member of the band. So
and
like,
Mark's two favorite bands that he'll talk about in terms of influence are the Descendants and the Cure. And that those are the two things that make up Mark Hoppus's, like he wanted to play bass because of the Cure. And then he always said that, but the Descendants were the one that had the lyrics that he could kind of relate to. And he put it, and those were the things. But I
love
think
that guy.
he would have stayed in it. Now Tom wanted to do more hardcore stuff. Or
Right.
that's
And
where,
like post-punk, post-hardcore.
yeah.
Like, you want to do like weird sounds.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going to hip hop. That's
and Travis
weird trio of people.
Travis is down with either the hardcore punk or the hip hop. He's kind of on one end, and they found him in a ska band, so it's the funniest thing ever. But I think what this album was really their attempt to fit all of those things into one. And that's why they're kind of proud of how this came out. Now, again, like it kind of destroyed the band, the process of doing it, because this was the longest recording session. It was the most money that they ever spent on it, because this was a hell of an album to make, because the songs were just so complex and so many layers. It's the last album they did with Jerry Finn, so we've talked about a lot the kind of quality that he demanded. I've come to love this album, but I do categorize it as a different kind. Like when I'm in the mood for pop punk, obviously Blink is one of the first bands that I can think of like, I want to hear some good like summertime pop punk. When I think of just good music in general, I think of this album. And I love like feeling this, like I got you on that. But like Obvious and Violence, songs 2 and 4. I love those songs. Love those songs. They're weird. Ththey don't really sound like Blink songs.
You're explaining what my issue with the album is, which I don't want bands to not grow and change.
Yeah.
AFI is a great example. I don't really like their newest album, and it's mostly due to the vocals. The music's actually pretty great in my opinion. It's a little derivative, but like it's pretty great. But I don't want them to not make that album. Make the album. I don't have to listen to it. There's going to be a million people that love it. We're just talking about opinions, and I can't get over the fact that people don't understand that. Like, feeling this, I just listened to a part of it again. I was like, what was it that was bothering me? I used to like it because I really do still like the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gotten to where I don't get to the chorus fast enough, and all I can hear is Tom singing, and it's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we go from now? It's so bad, dude. Like it's objectively bad.
You probably hate it though for the same reason I don't like that song. It's because you were there at the time, and that was a really fucking annoying, like that part specifically by the losers that were shopping in your Hot Topic, like those people. Like those annoying teenagers. I don't know why I'm ranting on the people who were basically my demographic at the time, but I was even, because the Blink thing was weird for me, because like that was my Dude Ranch band and I knew they were huge, but this was like, because I was like, oh, they suck. They sold out now, as if like they signed to the major for this one. That was my like 15-year-old brain. But I remember like people would walk around singing that intro, and it was like, and they're making fun of him too. That's the other thing, is like they're not even doing it in a way where you're sort of trying to affect the thing you're doing. They're sort of doing it and they're making fun of it, and it's all so light. And I think that was very annoying in 2003. Like that song was super annoying.
It felt like he was like overdoing it a bit. I was like, yo, dude, reel it in a little bit, man. You're good at what you do. But it felt insincere, and it felt like he had some like insecurities. It felt like he was like in his own head, and he went for it when maybe you should have just kind of like let it, like listen to Mark in that song, and he sounds so much just like Mark doing his thing. That doesn't sound like Tom to me. It sounds like Tom being told what to do and then going, oh, okay, and then doing it.
Now, they were very conscious about that being the lead single, because they were very proud of filling this, thinking it was the best representation to onboard people onto the new Blink. They thought that song would be.
I don't even disagree with that. I just
I don't, because it's got enough where, again, because it is sort of a generic pop song in that way, where like it's going to get traction on pop radio. It'll pick up, people will be into it. Whereas I think honestly, like if you would have busted out like I don't know, Stockholm Syndrome, which is just, I mean, that doesn't really count. But yeah, if you'd have bug out Stockholm Syndrome or the song with Robert Smith on it as your lead single, that would have really thrown people off on the initial. The feeling is how people.
Yeah, and I miss you could have been the first one, because that would have been real weird. That'd have been real.
Yeah,
on Nimrod was Time of Your Life the first single?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. You can't lead an album with that, dude. You have to lead it with something with some like oomph. And feeling this, while I may not like the song anymore, and I repeat, I used to love that song, or I'd like to quite a bit. I don't think loving it is the right words. It was never going to be on my top songs of theirs, but um, yeah, dude, this album is strange, man. And I wrote down if the Fallen interlude was a song and not just an interlude, an instrumental, track or whatever, it would be the worst on this album because it sounds like Limp Bizkit. Go listen to that and then go listen to Limp Bizkit's Significant Other and tell me you don't hear those
I
sounds.
think it sounds like me trying to do Dr. Dre. That like if I was on like a pad machine and trying to like do,
like I said, Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. You put some guy with a beard and a cap, you send him to Interscope Records and you tell him to make hip hop. And I'd be like, you know what? Dr. Dre's pretty awesome. Let me try to sound like that.
Yeah. And
let me say real quick though on this album, if you want some classic Blink though, there's probably only one song that totally fits into it, and it's my favorite song on this album, and it's song number 8, "Go." I love that song, and that is probably the only pure pop punk song on this. And also cool, if you read Mark's book, you'll actually get, he doesn't say like this is what inspired Go, but you read this one chapter and he talks about, and you're like, that is word for word everything which I always assumed, even though he says the word Mark, I always assumed it was about someone else. So it's a pretty interesting song on there. So actually I would say if you were like me until 2 years ago, when you just disliked this album, but you want to hear Blink that you can tolerate from this era, I would say Go is probably your best bet.
My second favorite song I think might actually be Asthenia, because it does remind me so much of Alkaline Trio. It's got those claps and the bass line is so good. Here's what I'll say about this record that people probably won't even get to this point because they've already turned their video off by now.
Yeah.
But for all of my problems with this album, it's just like what I was talking about with the Decline. There are things about it that are great, and I think that the production on this album is actually, when you look at this one in comparison to like their most recent album, the production on this album is light years ahead of it. It is so much better. Like it sounds like a rock and roll album with people playing instruments. The new album sounds so robotic and too polished. So the production on this I really like. There are parts where Tom sings that I like, but Mark I think is the better singer of the two. But there's incredible bass on this album. Like the bass lines are really, really good. And you can't talk about, post Dude Ranch Blink without mentioning Travis's drumming. The way he plays on this album is something to behold, man. That guy is a fantastic drummer. And look, while this album isn't one that I love this band, and I'm always gonna stand up for them in their early career, and even their latest albums. Later albums, excuse me. I find things to like about them. This is probably actually my least favorite album by them. New one. Nah, I think I like this one less than the newer album. But like all the stuff with Skiba, I'm a Skiba stan, and I know that, so I just have to embrace it. I like those albums. So I might bring one of those up here in the near. I think I'm gonna do Father of All. Holy shit! How did I not think of that? People hate that record, bro, and I love it. It's like legitimately like my favorite Green Day record. I don't think it's their best. I'm just saying I like it. When I think Green Day, I go, Insomniac. Man, I've heard that 10 million times. Ooh, I'll go listen to Father of All because I've only heard it probably like 10 times all the way through. So it's still fairly fresh to me, and it's just so good.
We need to do that in proximity with the Blink Skiba albums to just do the series of video for albums people hate, and see what we can, and talk about them and do.
Dude, what other albums are out there that are really popular people hate? I can't come up with anything either.
That's hard because like someone in the comments would be like Dookie, but that's an asinine thing. Like, no, people love that. Like, right. You got to find stuff that is kind of universally panned.
Man, if you think people hate Dookie, go read the comments on my latest video. I only didn't like one song on the album, and I got torched. I'm gonna probably eat a big pile of shit for this one too, but I don't really care because I stand firm on the fact that this is when they turn into an emo band, and I don't like emo.
I don't think having a strong opinion one way or another on this album is a hot take. Like it's such it's such a departure, and the band changed so much from it. Like, of course you have to have some kind of opinion.
I think the hottest take in this entire talk we've had today was me liking the Wolves and Wolves clothing artwork. That's probably the only hot take I've had today.
Yeah. You're like the most critical person of artwork ever. And
oh, dude, I love this music so much, man. I love doing these videos with you. I love talking about it. I love going and doing the research. Even when I listen to an album like this that I don't really care for, the only thing I think is hilarious is that I genuinely was going to go for 3 albums outside my comfort zone, and I had them picked out. I was going to do this album, I was going to do Fugazi, And the other record was oh my goodness, dude. I just drew a blank. I can't remember. What are some bands I hate? Oh my goodness. Oh, Propaganda. I was gonna do a Propaganda album. And the Fugazi one threw me for such a hard curveball that I was like, I'm out. I'm not doing it. I'll do one.
You were bummed out about that, weren't you?
I'll do what?
You were bummed out about that, right? That
I couldn't do the Fugazi one?
Yeah.
I was super bummed that I couldn't finish this. I just was like, wow, I can't believe I actually disliked this much. I really sincerely thought this is how it's going to go. I'm going to hit play, and within 2 or 3 songs, I'm going to have to shake my head and do a Clash. Oh, well, I love this band now. And I couldn't, I don't think I made it through 2 whole songs, dude. I think I was done before the second song was over.
I am mad at you though, because of you, I was listening to the Clash last week, just because, like, yeah, I'm like, oh, the same thing's happening. Damn it!
Dude, isn't that weird how that happens? I assume at some point I'm gonna love the Bad Brains. I assume at some point I'll love Fugazi. I assume at some point I'll probably love Propaganda. But right now I still don't, and I don't have to. They're not essential to me being punk. They're not essential to me being an adult. They're not essential to me being right or wrong. They're just bands, okay? Like, it, did they change music? I don't know. Maybe, probably not, honestly. Fugazi might have, but I don't think Propaganda changed anything. I don't think that Bad Brains changed some shit, I guess. Yeah, I forgot I said Bad Brains. Let me rewind that, folks. I'm not dumb. I know Bad Brains were very, 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 very influential. I've tried to listen to that band. I just can't do the vocals, man. I like a lot of the music, but I might do a Bad Brains album next time because I think I can make it through a Bad Brains album and get something out of it. But I mean, I did that on the channel. I did a live stream, and I liked a fair bit of it. I need to go back and listen to it again. I think sometimes people think me saying I don't like something, they equate that to me saying that I think it sucks. And I'm like, no, I just said I didn't like it. Like, liking something is an activity. I have to actively like something. I just said I don't do that. Like, I didn't say. And I know in the past I have said, I hate this. I've tried to stop doing that. I've tried to say, I just don't like it. This is not my thing. And people have still just taken that and make it mean that I think it is horrible. And I'm like, no. I would let you know if I thought it was horrible. I'm not afraid of saying that. But what kind of albums you thinking for next week, dude?
I don't know.
I think I'm going to do, I had a couple written down, and I'm not sure this is where it's going to land. Oh, I'm going to do Husker Du.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, I'll do it. It's okay. I need to listen to more Husker Du. I told Nitty at some point in my life I would do it. I owe him that. Yeah. So me and Nitty are also going to do a series of videos like this. We did 2 records a piece because we kind of decided on it kind of late. And I'm doing one Epitaph, one Fat Records record on mine. Oh, dude, you're gonna love
this.
Good.
You need your fat education. It's about time.
Right. I thought I was trying. I'm telling you, man, I've been making a concerted effort to like get out of my comfort zone and just admit when I like records that I used to dislike that are just good. I'm trying to just be like, look, because I think that people don't understand me really. And if I don't like something, I typically don't listen to it much. So there's no reason to believe that I don't like an album, but I've also listened to it 30 times. That is not how my brain works. If I don't like it the first time, I almost never go back to it. So like, there's a giant chance that if I didn't like something in 2004, that if I listen to it tomorrow, I say there's at least 50-50 chance that I go, never heard it like this before. I like this now. Like, I don't get bothered by that. I don't understand how people get upset by these things. It's just an opinion.
Well, I think the mark of a strong adult is that you never change your opinions or taste for 21 years.
It's so weird how people, I think I've grown as a music fan over the past couple of years, dude. I listen to so much post-punk and goth and emo music now that I never would have ever even considered listening to 2 years ago. I mean, dude, because that band Homefront, I actively like The Cure now. What the fuck, dude? I've hated The Cure my whole life. Now, I still don't like their more like later albums and their bigger stuff. I like more of their early material, but I'm listening to Bauhaus, Depeche Mode. I hated that music for my whole life.
You know what? You are becoming like a member of Blink-182 now. You're listening to all their favorite bands.
Fuck, man. Dude, yesterday I woke up, my shit was all swooped in my eye. I had to shave my head. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Dude, I kept talking like this. Your eyes inside my head. Like, what are we doing, man?